Hi everyone, Tasha here from Pixie Mommy's Reborns. Happy Thursday yet again. Sorry, I'm just, I should have had you guys adjusted, but, to the point these days where I don't stop and go back and, you know, I have here again today, and of course we get the focus thing again. Mr. Nicholas. And I actually stuck him back in his onesie, his cool is that little rocker onesie again. I just did my whole video on the magic of Myra's little bugs, Myra's little bugs babies. But I wanted to yet still hop on with Nicholas because Nicholas is still very new. I got him just after Christmas, right before New Year. He is my baby New Year. If you all remember me saying, you know, I have the surprise of baby New Year coming, and that is Nicholas. So I wanted to share just a little bit more about Nicholas's journey. He's such a special, special baby to me. As you all can see, Nicholas looks a bit like me. That was intentional. Yes, Nicholas does look a little bit, you know, like me, a lot like me, with the blonde hair and the blue eyes. You know, he's a very special baby. And I'm beyond thrilled with him. He's just like such a little hunker monk, and he's got on his adorable little onesie from Myra, and he says hi to Mommy Myra over there. I call the artists their birth mommies. I know a lot of you do aunties, but he has over there an Auntie Katie, and that is one of Myra's children, her little girl. Well, she's not little, she's a young lady. I just wanted to give a shout out and a hello and have Nicholas say hello and blow kisses, because I know that she really fell in love with this baby when he was there. And there's a gorgeous picture on Myra's Instagram page of her daughter with him, and it's just very, very sweet. And you know, I know she really took a special liking to him, so I, you know, said she'll always be his auntie. And you know, and Myra fell in love with him too. Everyone there did. And I am just so appreciative that you know, that he's here. And I really am, you know, he's just, again, he's another baby that is just so with my heart. So much. And it was hard for me to convey that, you know, in the details video that I did with like all 4 babies and talking about them. I didn't get that personalization of talking to you all face to face, and you know, with, you know, one baby, and to talk about, you know, how special not only Nicholas, but you know, all of my babies from Myra, the Twinkies and Kenzie. You all know about the magic of the Twinkies, and you know, Kenzie girl, how thrilled I am with her. And I also didn't talk about, you know, I talked about Myra and her work as an artist, but again, I didn't get on a personal thing because I was going around with the camera. So, you know, she's also, you know, I did Asier's journey, you know, which is, he's a Kimberly's cocoon baby. And Myra is also an artist that puts a tremendous amount of love into each baby. She does this for the joy of creating these adorable, beautiful babies. You know, some of her babies she keeps in her collection. She falls in love with, she keeps them. You know, and some of them are up for sale, you know, adoption. And again, you know, this is an artist that puts so much of herself and every little detail that she pays attention to, and the stuff that makes her nutty and the stuff. I love it because that's, you know, what I look for, you know, in a baby, and the fact that her heart is so in it. And I know that she felt really good that, you know, the Twinkies stayed together, that, you know, I adopted them together. They didn't get separated. The Twinkies will always be the Twinkies together. And, again, so, you know, there's so much specialness in these babies to me, and the magic. I keep using the word magic because that's the only way that I could describe. It's just they're magical. The magical glow, the everything. They're just magic babies. So, and Nicholas, we have some flyaway hair here. I still cannot find my squirt bottle. I don't know if it rolled way under the bed or whatever. I just have to pick up a new one, right? It was literally a little dollar store squirt bottle that I fill with water. I don't use, and I don't know if anyone else pays attention or does this, but I don't use tap water in the squirt bottles for the baby's hair. I use just distilled or just, you know, bottled spring water, because I know, at least here in New York, we have hard water, like, you know, in your shower. Like, if you don't use like the CLR or whatever, you'll get like hard water buildup and stuff. That's the kind of water that we have here. There's a lot of chemicals in our water. You know, supposedly it's safe to drink. Honestly, I do drink some tap water. I drink both. I do bottled and tap. It depends, you know. But I felt for spraying it on the baby's hair, and that, you know, sometimes if you really want to get their hair wet, you know, it drips a little bit and you wipe it off or whatever. But I'm like, do I really want that buildup on their paint, you know, from the water? So just a little tip. I mean, it's nothing to even just get a small bottle of water and pour it in your squirt bottle if you do use a spritz water bottle for your baby's hair. So that was just a little, you know, care tip, something I paid attention to. But anyway, yes, my squirt bottle is on the loose somewhere here. So a little bit of chatting, right, Mr. Nicholas? And again, I just like, you know, I had a lot of babies come fast, and because it was the holidays, because it was right after Christmas and right before New Year's when he came, there was so much going on here that I did not really have the chance to, you know, come on and share my joy and how special. I mean, I did a little bit, but now that things have settled, you know, things have settled and the holidays have passed. So of course now I'm wanting to, you know, share, you know, specialness. And, you know, like I said, he's my new baby boy, and he's still new. Kenzie is still basically new. Us are still basic, you know, they're all kind of still new to me. But, you know, Nicholas is my latest addition, and he is like, he's so me. I mean, is this my son or is this my son? Right? Anyways, so I hope you are all doing well. I have had, oh my goodness, 2 days and yesterday. Teenagers. Oh my Lord. If any of you are raising teenagers at the moment, or have had teenage girls, and specifically, which is what I have. As you all know, if you've watched previous videos, if you're just joining, I'll just real quick, my kids are I have 3 girls and 1 boy. Amber's 23, Noelle is 17, Destiny is 15, Gabriel is 9. Amber is on her own, my 23-year-old. She's been on her own for a few years. The other 3 children, you know, are still obviously still being raised and live here. So my 17-year-old Noelle just got her first car. We bought her a used car. Well, she bought too. You know, she saved up, you know, her own money from working as well. So now I can't get into details because I don't really know what's going to come of this. And this is a public forum and I just have no idea. So unfortunately, I can't share the little details that, you know, I wish I could in a way. But there was a little fender bender yesterday. Everyone is fine. Noelle is fine. Her car is fine. The other vehicle seemed perfectly fine. It was fine. It was just a little bumper tap. That's about all I could get into. Without, you know, again, I have my reasons for that. Unfortunately, maybe down the road I'll, you know, come, you know, to tell the full story because, oh my gosh. So I got the phone call yesterday evening. And I mean, you know, as a parent, as a mother, you just know, you know, the tone of your child's voice. And when it starts out, you know, hi mom, and, you know, I know you might be mad, but, and I was just, before she even got the rest of the words out, I was like, you know, are you okay? Is everyone okay? Because I knew, you know, of course I knew. So it was right up at the corner here, literally, you know, right up the, you know, main road up here, and they had pulled into, in front of the tattoo shop where my good friend and tattoo artist was. So actually, while waiting, I had went in there and said my hellos because they just had moved from up the ways a bit by a different shopping center. So it's a brand new shop I hadn't even been in yet, and I have credit there actually for quite a bit of tattoo work that I can get done whenever I would like. I just haven't had the time to even begin to think about, you know, what new pieces I would like and where, you know, so on and so forth. I know I want to finish the sleeve on my arm, the inside. And anyway, so I hopped in, said hello to Yelly, you know, congratulated them on opening the store and all that. Got a little warm in there. But I lost my train of thought because I went on, of course, but again, it was right up the road. And so of course I hung up the phone. I called Destiny down, you got to watch Gabe. And I ran up quick and, you know, it happens. It's unfortunate that we just put the car on the road last week. She's, you know, and she's not a brand new driver because she's had her license for, when did she forget? I think it was October. Yeah, so she's had her license a bit, but we just literally got this car, you know, right on, you know, Christmas break, and registered and insured and took care of everything. So, you know, and of course it's all under us, and so you guys can imagine. And then there was some surrounding things and just, you know, teenage, you know, attitude with things like, you know, when you discipline them and have to kind of give a talking to, it's, oh, you're such negative people and I'm gonna go make my own success in life and never come back. I mean, just like, oh my God, this stuff. And teenagers can really and twist it in and really be hurtful. And of course, you know, I know that that's not the case and, you know, things, but you know, and of course, and then you're irate because it's like the ungratefulness and the not like, I'm sorry, or just, you know, and look, all teenagers are different. I mean, my 15-year-old Destiny is, you know, very sweet and kind-hearted and just like, she probably would never, I don't want to say never, never say never, but she's not, you know, she doesn't have that kind of sharp edge. And, you know, they're all different. And of course, we love our children for them as individuals. And anybody who has more than one child knows that siblings are like night and day. I mean, they really are. You know, all four of my children, I mean, are they similar in some ways? Yes, but are they completely different people? You know, 100%. So, you know, my one just, you know, like I said, my destiny is just more, just so much more sweet and mild mannered, and, you know, cares about your feelings and hurting them and things like that. So, oh my gosh, it has been, by mid-morning, oh gosh, and then, so this morning, so she gets back, parks behind me, and parks in like this cockamamie way that's blocking my van, goes out, gets picked up by a friend, goes out, doesn't tell anyone where she's going, and subsequently loses her purse with her car keys in it. So this morning she gets up. She didn't get on the bus and go to school. It was, well, I don't have my car keys, so I'm just here. Really? And I'm like, how am I getting my van out? I have to get out for the day. You know, I need to go out. So now there's snow and the driveway's, you know, shoveled, and, you know, there's a pod on the property. So I'm up against the pod and she's got me pinned in. So I'm like, well, you're going to come out and shovel some, you know, snow and make room to get the car out. Well, it was like, oh my God, it was playing Tetris out there for like an hour and a half. She was going in and out. I was going in and out. Finally, I got my car free. But I was like, you know, like, oh my gosh. So now by this time, and then some of the conversating took place in the driveway after I got the car out, and I kind of had to say, you know, and some things. And then, of course, it's the throw stuff in your face and da-da-da-da. So by this time now, I come in and I get on the phone with my mom, and I'm like, you know, this happened, and, you know, because my daughter kind of brought my parents into it and said, well, Grammy and Grampy back me up on this, and just like, so now I'm on with my mom, and I'm really thinking clearly, and I'm like, you know what? If you want to raise a teenager and put her on your insurance and do all this, and be my guest. So, of course, my mom knew. Good thing she's got a lot of years on me and is just older and wiser. And you know what? I'm 42 years old, but I'm still her child. So she stayed cool as a cucumber, listened, and she said, that's not what was said. And, you know, no one's backing up any kind of attitude like that. And, you know, because the kids do normal kid stuff and teenage stuff, and they'll complain to the grandparents, oh, the grass is greener, and you know, I'm sure many of you know what I'm talking about, everybody that has teenagers and kids, and we're just, you know what, we're just a normal family like anybody else. You know, does all families have their own stuff, and we have our own, of course, you know, but you know, we're just pretty normal people. So anyhow, so, you know, my mom kind of, you know, stayed on the phone with me, and we, you know, I just kind of used her as a sounding board to, you know, get to the level. But like by noon or so, I had a whopping migraine. I was like, I gotta lay down. I wound up having to lay down for a few hours. It's still lingering. I suffer from migraines in that way where, you know, I might get rid of the very severe pain and the nausea and be able to like be in light and hear sound and things, but I'm still like not feeling well, and it's still like in my sinuses in the back of my necks. And I've been using the essential oils, and Jetty's blend works great for me for, multiple things, but it's not a cure all, and it's it's been a day, and it's about that time of the month, and that really affects me, as well, as far as the migraines. So I'm just like, at this point. So I'm hanging in. So anyway, Gabe was watching his cartoons. He's all done with his, shower and all ready for bed and hanging out watching cartoons. And yeah, I had a little time. Nobody was doing much this evening. So anyway, I figured I would come back on with Nicholas. I would unload all of that. Thank you all for listening. Sometimes it's just a matter of, you get on, and I record with my phone flipped like on selfie, so I could see myself right now. I'm like talking to you all, but I can, see myself. So I don't know if everyone feels this way, but it's like almost like therapy, like getting something off your chest in a way. Like, well, I've talked about this, what I love about, YouTube, and why I've continued my channel and to make videos. And of course I know, no one's arm is twisted to be here. If you're here, you obviously want to hear what I have to say and see my babies. And so if you're here, thank you so much for listening to my rants, my teenage rants, and of course for seeing Nicholas, who I didn't really mean for that to steal his show, but you all know that I wind up rambling on into something, and I am talking to, oh, I'm looking at my camera, and the red button's not, okay, for a second I'm like, and I am talking to myself this whole time. No, I'm not. It's recording. And I see I'm at like 20 minutes. All right, guys. So I don't want to make this a 40-minute video. So I thought Nicholas looked really cute. I did not plan this out other than to put this onesie back on him that I did for the original video. Because this is like just one of my shirts that I was in today. And it's just being around the house shirt. So anyway, and he'll go back into his, he's got his regular white onesie on under this. This is so adorable to see him in and for videos and photos, but I'm too afraid to leave the black like on the babies, just to like leave them sitting there overnight or something. So he'll get changed back into like cozy PJs, and, all right, that's it. So, anyway, feel free to comment on the whole teenage drama, and, of course, on sweet Nicholas, who says hello to everyone, and he is just, and he is such a dream to hold. The Saskia sculpt is just, it's one of my favorite sculpts. As you all know, I have two. I have a boy and a girl. I love the sculpt. As far as for, a bigger baby, I love to hold them like this and carry them around like this, like upright, not like cradled like a baby. I like to carry them like this, and then the babies, like that. So, I mean, the next step up would actually be a toddler baby, which in the future, I do have an interest. I mean, it would have to be knocked out of the park as far as the reborning of a toddler, because most of them I see, and no offense to anyone that has toddlers, for me, I think it's very hard to get a realistic looking in the toddler. It's a big baby, so I'm assuming, I don't know, I'm not an artist. I'm assuming it's a lot of work as far as painting, a large head as far as rooting, and maybe that's why they look more like painted like a doll, and maybe. So it would have to be, I can't even think of a sculpt, because I haven't really looked into toddlers. I haven't been there yet. Like I said, I know I would love to have one, as far as just the you know, the weight and carrying a toddler, and but you know, it would have to be, you know, an amazing like this, you know. So maybe Myra will want to do a toddler one day. I could picture, and like I said, I don't really know what sculpt I would do, but I could picture like maybe like a biracial baby, or like a Spanish baby. Not even like more, because I could see like maybe like the African hair, you know, like a poofy hair, but maybe sort of like an in-between skin tone, so that you don't have to worry about, as far as for the painting of a toddler, that it would be more realistic instead of the like, I don't know if I don't know. I guess I don't have like a total vision in my head. I just have pieces of an idea of, you know, what I think would be nice in a toddler, and no idea of what sculpts are out there that are even nice that I like in a toddler. If any of you will have toddlers that you love and that you love the sculpts, and I would love to hear about them in the comments. And if you have a place, if you have a channel or an Instagram that I can see them, I would love that, because that's something that I'm sure will be, you know, expensive and a lot of work, and something that I'll want to look into and plan out, you know, way ahead of time. So there's nothing wrong with at least looking to see if there is a kit that I would like, or, you know, whatever. So, yeah, so anybody out there with toddlers, let me know. And, all right, I guess that's about it. Thank you all so much for being here, for being a part of my life, for listening, and for checking out Nicholas again, who I love so very much, and is so special to me. All right, everyone. Till next time, God bless.